to Kututa Yoga, Lockdown Yoga, Day 12. Here we come. We're in week 3, and this is the second day, I think, of week 3. Gosh, time's flying. Please let me know if you're online. It's always lovely to know who's online. My name is Yoga Sensei Tawani Clark, and I founded Kututa Yoga 10 years ago. For most of that time, pretty much all of that time, I was teaching in Lusaka, Zambia. But I've moved to Denver, Colorado here in the USA, and I'm glad that this forum gives me the opportunity to teach all of you guys wherever you may be in the world. Welcome, Kondwa, to the class this morning. How are you feeling? I am actually feeling great. I don't know what happened yesterday after that Moon Salutation. I think it was the Moon Salutation. I was an energy bunny. I was like Alicia Keys, like, this girl is on fire. That was me yesterday. So, how are you? I want to just give, as usual, a little bit of an overview of the class. We will be starting the class in 8 minutes, so you have time to get ready for the class. My mat is back there. I have my cushion. If you have blocks, you can use blocks. We have padding. It's really good to have a blanket, a thick blanket, just for padding. I'm a firm believer in that, particularly because I have had issues with my knees over the years. Much better now. You know, things really can get better. So an overview for what we are focusing on. Last week we focused on the root chakra, which is the bottom, our connection to the earth, our sense of security. This week we're a little bit higher. We are on the sacral chakra, which is the next energy center. You can say we are energy. Everything in the universe is energy of one form or another. What we can see and touch, which is very hard, our bodies, the chair that I'm sitting on, the earth, is the densest form of energy in the form of solid. And then when energy gets a little bit more energetic, it becomes more fluid, right? We get fluid, we get water, and this is what we are focusing on, the sacral chakra. Welcome, Ati. The sacral chakra is all about the flow. So this color is of a higher, slightly higher energy frequency. The sacral chakra was red and it was earthy, and now we are coming a little bit hotter. We are coming into orange. The location, the energy center of that we're dealing with here is in the pelvis. It also is really, the function is movement. How do we move? How do we flow? How do we adapt? And a lot of movement is in our joints, right? And it's really the biggest joint for a human being in terms of our movement is our hips. This is where the legs move. This is what allows us to propel ourselves forward. So this is some of the functions. And also something that I didn't mention. Welcome, Yulia. Welcome, Charlotta. Please let me know how you're feeling, especially if you did the class yesterday. Alexandra from PR, welcome. Hola. So it really helps us to adapt and to balance, and particularly for us women, this is the place of creation, right? This is where the next generation is born in this. Welcome, Claudia. The next generation is born in this area. So really creation takes place. Hi, Sibongile, say hi back to mom. Now, I'm adding on. So every day I'm going to add on a little bit more about the energy centers. And today I want to just speak about some of the physical issues that are related to this. So we may see ourselves a lot of the time, or some of the time. I like to say that we all have a devil chakra. When I say devil chakra, meaning this is the area, the energetic area. I mean, our body has different areas, and our energy has different areas, and different parts of the body are in these different areas. So if you often have physical issues related to the reproductive system, with the ovaries, with your reproductive cycle, to maybe cysts in the ovaries, or maybe tough periods, very painful periods, irregular periods sometimes, then maybe there's some imbalance and there's some issues in this area, and we'll be talking a little bit later up in the week about that. It could be also, this is, I like to call it the waterworks chakra, because it's pretty much controlled by flow and movement and water. So it's also the urinary English sometimes is hard. Urinary tract system is in this area, really the waterworks. So issues with the bladder, maybe issues with the kidneys as well could be in this one. Welcome, Janet. How's everyone feeling? Alex, oh, color. Yes, it's all orange for the sacral chakra that we are in. Hey, Banji Holly or Oli, how are you feeling? No one's telling me how you're feeling today. Are you all right? I'm great. I'm absolutely full of energy today and after the class. So those are some of the physical issues that are related to this chakra, to this energy center. And you know, all these energy centers are embodied in our body. So what we're doing with yoga is learning to connect to these areas of our body. And sometimes the energy is not flowing, it's not moving, and then we don't feel fully at ease. We feel maybe, and to the extent of being ease or diseased. So these are some of the things that will happen. So just a quick overview of today's class, and as usual we're going to start with our silent meditation, just really focusing on flow. Really, that's what the sacral chakra is about, the ability to flow, to adapt, really what we need at a time like this. And then we're going to do our all-round body conditioning, which is our pranic warm-up. Might be new for some of you in the class. And we first move clockwise to kind of take out any negativeness, negative energy, and then we move anti-clockwise to bring it in. And after that, we're going to do the Moon Salutation. I love the Moon Salutation because we move laterally. I find it very feminine. And actually, I feel, anyone else feeling the side of the arms? When I woke up this morning, I did this with my arms. I kind of felt that we're going to move very laterally. So working the tops and sides of the arms, the sides of the torso, and the sides of the legs. And then the balance is going to be incorporated. Just after that, we're going to do our balance, which is half moon, which is also about moving laterally. And then we're going to take off. We're going to confront some of our fears. We're going to take off in crane. Wanted to do that last week, but my wrists were not up to it, but they're really doing great this week. So just take your time. Don't worry if it all doesn't come together today. It's only Tuesday, right? It's only the second day of the class. And then we're going to do some hip opening. We will already have done lots of hip opening in the Moon Salutation before that. Just a hip opening or two, and then we're going to twist. We're going to do some balancing, breathing. I think of the sacral chakra as a very binary chakra. Right. Anyone want to remember the rules? Welcome, Carol, and everywhere. And yes, from the UK. Everything is aching, Claudia. Sorry. Oh yeah, I think yoga might not be to blame in your case. Drilling, building. Wow, you gotta. Yes, you might need the yoga more after that. Great. So welcome, Ruth from Canada. Nice to see some new faces here. Welcome. And for the new faces, and also to remind us, we've been doing it several times, I need to remind myself about this, but rule number 1 is pleasant face, no frowning. If you catch yourself frowning, go deeper to rule number 2 and check whether you have a positive attitude. Maybe you're resisting, maybe you're judging yourself. And then rule number 3, we want to mind the gap, allow the energy to flow, allow space for the organs to work, particularly the lungs. We want to be able to breathe deeply. And then rule number 4 is go with the flow. The sacral chakra is all about the flow. Life is easier when you go with the flow. It's not the same as being complacent. It's honoring and listening to where the energy is, like water, and flowing and finding the path. Water is immensely flexible and movable, but immensely powerful, and not go against the flow, or what I call forcing the funk. So that's it for our rules. Are you ready? Have you got your mat ready? Please share, please like the page, and let's get going. So as usual, let's take care with this transition from standing to going down to the floor. This is where a lot of things can happen, particularly if you have issues with your back. You want to be safe. This routine, I'm still on my period, so this routine is definitely a routine that is very safe, good for people, for those of us who are on our periods. I like to talk about the 3 Ps. If you are pregnant more than 3 months. So we don't want to round. This is when injuries may happen. We want to stay straight in the back, so nice and straight in the back, no rounding, bending on the legs and gently coming down to the ground. Now, once we are here on the ground, we can choose to sit whichever way makes it easier or better for us to sit with our back straight. So if you've got something going on with your knees, you can be here. Or full extension, if that is okay, if you can still maintain the length in the spine, the minding of the gap. But if you're up to it, we can cross our legs. Try and keep your right leg in front. Or if this is more comfortable, you can sit like this. Now, if you're rounding, struggling to open up, this is where our block, our cushions come up to prop up the hips or the pelvis relative to the knees. And I don't know, hey presto, I feel an openness over there. Excuse me, getting ready to speak more clearly. Let's come into our opening mudra. I like this mudra, puts us psychologically in an open place. Also the chest, as we turn our palms upwards, index fingers to thumb. I like to just drop the hands because that helps me release my shoulders and arms. Minding the gap, opening the throat a little without lifting the chin. We want that chin about parallel. We're looking about 2 meters ahead, or eye levels that you can see me on the screen. And then we come into another mudra, which makes it very difficult to frown in. So Khetri Mudra helps us keep our pleasant face and will help the energy move through in the body. So here we go. Taking the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Closing our eyes. Take that tongue as far back as we can. Feel the connection with the earth. Feel grounded. Feel fully present in this moment. And now, let's feel flow. Energy is always flowing, always moving. It's not stagnant. If it is, then there's a problem usually. Inhale, drawing fresh energy up from the earth, up through the body, out of our head towards the heavens. Exhale, allow fresh energy to come down through us into the earth. And just enjoy that flow. Inhaling. Up. Exhaling down. And relaxing the shoulders and arms as we do so. Inhale, minding gap. Lengthening like you're being pulled up to heaven by a string on your head, lengthening. And exhale, releasing. And let's greet each other in the yogic way. Coming into Anjali Mudra, hands to the heart. And inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, hinge forwards, trying to keep the butt and the hips down. Extending and relaxing down. Wow, a little bit of a stretch more between my shoulder blades together. Try to reach and then relax, and let's come up. Let's change. Maybe you felt more of the side in front or not. If you felt the side that was not in front, that's most probably a very tight side for you. So now we take the other side in front. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, hinge all the way forwards and relax. And oh my gosh, my left side. Yo. Relax. And come up. And now we want to come back with the right in front, however's comfortable. Maybe staying on the ground for now as we warm up our spine, hands on the knees, pulling the shoulders back, pulling on the knees, shoulders go back and down. Inhale, pull your chest forward, lifting the chest, lifting the chin, opening. Exhale, rounding chin into the chest and relaxing, release. And, oh, nice. Release. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. And feel the stretch. Don't tense your shoulders. Release your shoulders to get the stretch between your shoulders and your ears. If you're not feeling that stretch, try to release. You know, a lot of stretch happens when we relax, when we surrender, when we go with the flow. A lot of stretches around the joints, around the area that we're talking about today. Okay, so let's get into the eyes, get back into posture. Inhale, lengthen up, exhale, release, and trying to keep the head still as we make big clockwise circles with eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I hope you're not getting dizzy the other direction. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, I think I was moving my head there. Close the eyes to relax the eyes. Ooh, my eyes definitely need that. Let's rub our palms together as fast or as hard as we can, keeping our eyes closed to soothe them. We are creating some heat there in the palms of the hands, and then we want to place those warm palms onto our eyes so that the heat can go and soothe our eyes a little bit. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, draw tightly closed and cupped fingers over the eyes. Inhale, open your eyes underneath the closed cupped fingers. Exhale, open fingers and release. Let's get into the neck. Inhale, drawing and relaxing. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, look right. Exhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt to the right side. I've still got something that I'm releasing over here. And drop the left arm. Inhale, lengthen. Wow, there's even a click there in my spine. Exhale, release. Doesn't it feel nice to let go of your shoulder and arm? Do you feel the stretch somewhere over there? Inhale, center. Exhale, tilt to the left side now. And release your shoulder. Welcome if you're joining us. As much as possible, try and get the entire sequence in. It really helps prepare us for the class. Oh, I'm so enjoying this side. Stretching. And let's come into shoulder rolls. So inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, release. Shoulders dropping, chin to right shoulder. Inhale, roll chin along the chest. Look to the left, keeping your head perpendicular, eye level. Exhale, the other side. So inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhale, left, and exhale, right. And what we're going to do now is come to our feet. Let's make sure we're very mindful and careful in a way. So remember, we want to keep the back straight. We try not to round it over there so that we're using our knees and our hips. We can place our hands on our knees and we come to standing. You can stay in this half version over here if you're in that 3P categories of pregnant, high blood pressure, or back issues. If all's good, engage. All of us engage our quads. If all's good, we can interlace the fingers and allow the, oh my goodness, that is definitely more of a stretch than yesterday. Must have been what we did in class yesterday. Wow, even my shoulders feeling it more. Bend the legs and gently come up like this. And now we're going into Super Brain Yoga, which is really good for your energy, lifting, moving the energy through the body. We're taking left thumb onto right earlobe on top, index finger onto right thumb onto left ear lobe and underneath. And Ketchuri Mudra, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, inhale down, exhale up. If like me, you're on your periods or you're pregnant or your pressure is high, you don't want to grab your ears or do Ketchuri Mudra, you just want to maybe cross your arms like this. Here we go. You can just observe, honor your knees, stop at whatever level you need to. Don't force the funk and go all the way down if it doesn't feel right. Here we go, 7 times. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Wow, guys, butt workout that was also. I like to be nice and wide and grounded, and let's get into the spine. Twists. Check that your arms are shoulder height, they're not lagging somewhere there. Low, inhale to the right, exhale left, 1, 2, oh, I really need this today. 3, boy do I feel it. 4, 5, and 6, and bending a little bit, getting grounded. Inhale, arms up, exhale down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Change direction. Inhale up, exhale forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And squat a little. Inhale, open, try and keep the arms shoulder height. Exhale, give yourself a slap on the back. Inhale, exhale, other arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love that slap on the back. So it feels so reviving. Palms are facing each other, make tight fist, bringing your elbows into your body and your fist. Don't worry, we're not chucking, we're not hitting anyone. Yoga's all about non-violence, remember? Inhale, exhale back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and a little bit softer now, flowing to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and flow to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The wrists, fingers, lots of joints. Just work them out. Inhale, bring your fingers together. Exhale, flick them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's ground a little bit more. Bend and take your fingers to face, not back, but outwards and open up. Inhale, lift chest, lift chin, look up, thinking in heaven. Exhale, round chin to chest, straight arms, backs of palms together, looking at the ground. Let's speed that up. Inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and into the waist. Left arm up. Right arm can be on your waist or hip if you need to support your back, if your back is tender. If all's good, you can take your hand behind you. You can see it on the other side. Inhale, reach up and to the right. Exhale. Whoa, 1. Is it just me or you feel your waist more today if you did the class yesterday? 3. Inhale, right. Exhale, 4. Gauge tummy to help. 5. Inhale, exhale, 6. Whew. Stuff definitely happened in my sides yesterday. And down to the hips. Let's flow the hips clockwise. Inhale forward, exhale back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's come down to the knees, working our way. So very hip, this is very much the sacral area. We come down to the knees, very much root and circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right. Shall we shake a leg over there? So extend right leg and shake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if you can go a little bit faster in the warm-up today, so you're not imagining things. Circle to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and inwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And left. Circle to the right, inwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and outwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And back to the right. Keep the knee in place. Inhale, flex, exhale, point. 1, 2 at a point. Bounce if you want. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Change. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And toes, foot, ankles, so it's bending the big toe back. Don't let it stick out, and try and get as straight as you can on the ankle here, rotating outwards from big toe down. Little 3, 4, 5, and 6. Really feels good. And inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Should we do the other side? So bend. This time we're going inwards from small to big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, still with the toes, would you believe it? Place yourself, so you want your mat probably parallel to me, parallel to the screen today, if it isn't already. It'll probably make it easier because we are moving this way today. So lifting all the toes up, spreading them, inner ankle bones touching, base of big toe touching. Spread, lift the fingers and spread them as well, and ground. Inhale, interlace fingers. Exhale, push your palms down. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, down. Inhale, keeping shoulders down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, try to keep your ankles together. Try to avoid that. Sticking them together and breathing. Shall we add a little bit of a bounce here? Inhale, almost touch the heels down, and then exhale, go up as high as you can. 1, 2, strengthening those ankles. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So Moon Salutation also still building up, still working very much the legs, a lot of ankle work. So really going to strengthen our ankles and get them more shapely. So here comes Moon Salutation, or Chandra Namaskar. Grip your toes to the mat, engage your quads, tighten the butt, mind your back, and bring your hands to the heart. Are you ready? It is new moon, I think, tomorrow, so we are going to start with the slither of the new moon. Think how big the moon is compared to us. Obviously, if it's that big, it must be having an effect on our life. If it can pull the water of the oceans, what more us who are mainly water as well. So inhale, reach up, extending your arms, straightening the arms, squeezing the palms together. Protecting the back by tightening the butt, pulling in the tummy, and squeezing those legs together. Inhale, reach. This is, I think, moon pose. Inhale, reach, and exhale. I'm going to mirror you. So exhale to the right. Just stay here. If that is enough, only going all the way if there's no issues. The top shoulder wants to come forward, but take it back. If you're losing balance, grip the toes, squeeze the legs together, engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, reach all the way up, and exhale, moon pose to the side. Wow, I feel it more than yesterday. Top shoulder moving back, we're actually looking, if possible, underneath the right armpit to the ceiling. Inhale, reach up, and the moon is waxing, it's getting bigger, our palms facing downwards. Inhale, the feet 90 degrees out from each other. Exhale, step those heels just underneath your elbows. Inhale, grip the toes. Exhale, tighten the butt. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, bend your legs and Imagine you're sliding down an imaginary wall there. Breathe. This is temple pose. Inhale, let's straighten the legs. Exhale, turn your palms forward for triangle pose. Inhale, lift that left foot up into the air. Exhale, turning forwards into the back middle of the mat. Inhale your right foot facing out in the middle of the mat. So for this triangle, you want your right heel to trace back to the middle of your left instep. You got that? Inhale, tighten your butt. Exhale, push your hips over. Inhale, grip your toes. Exhale, engage your quads. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe you feel your arms working. That's good. Exhale, reach forward. Now, you don't want your body to come forwards here. So only go as low as you can. Keep that right shoulder over your leg. So if you're up here, better to be here than to be down there. And you can come to your shin, but not to the ankle. I like to follow the Iyengar style. So we're aiming for the top hand over the bottom and the shoulders align. Engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Use your hands if you need to. Inhale, come up, exhale. Remember, if you've got high blood pressure or shoulder issues, you can always keep your hands on your hips like this. All right, some more footwork to be done over here. Inhale, lift the toes up on that right foot. Can you feel pressure on the heel? Lovely. Exhale, take those back and down. Inhale, onto the toes or the balls of the feet. Exhale, align that foot parallel to the right side of your mat. Now the left foot. Inhale, take it in just a little. Exhale, take it forwards to your left side of the mat. And inhale, we're going to come up onto the ball of the foot. This is so we work our foot. Exhale, turn the foot inwards slightly towards the other one. Exhale, ground. And we are now facing the right side over here. Inhale, grip the toes. Exhale, engage quads. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. So remember the back. Don't round. Not great on the back. We are focusing on moving in the hip. And you can hold your knee if you need to, especially if there's weight in your tummy or pressure is high or back is tender, or go all the way down and relax. Now, we're keeping both the legs straight. If you find it's too hard, you're too much of a stretch, instead of bending your leg, just come up higher. So this is a wide-legged forward bend. Engage the tummy, pelvic floor muscles, and we're going into a lunge. So a deep lunge. So we're going to take the left leg back some more. Maybe the right leg goes forward. But what we want is the knee over your ankle, like this. Okay? So we want it in this position. Wow, I can feel this deep stretch here in the hip. I don't know if you can feel that as well. And now we're going to turn forwards. Now watch the feet. The feet are facing out 45 degrees from the center to the corners of the mat. You can have your hands on the floor. If that's too far, you can have your hands on the knees. So inhale, exhale, just bend your right leg. Make sure the feet stay on the floor and you can stay here, hands on knees if this is what works for you today, or hands on the ground, or as long as the feet stay on the ground, you can come full into Lord of War. Wow, such a deep inner thigh stretch. Can you feel that? And come up. Again, you can keep your hands on your knees or bend your knees and touch the floor. Right, let's come into full moon pose. Inhale, lift the toes up. I love this feeling on the heels. Exhale, bend the toes in as much as you can. And exhale them down. Inhale, lift your heels up as much as you can. Exhale, turn your heels in and down and come up. And if that didn't make any sense, just bring your heels underneath your knees underneath your elbows as we come into goddess pose. The moon is full. See how powerful and big and expanded it is. So we're not turning forwards, giving away our power, our energy. We are having hands here, but tight, toes grip to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale from Kalyasana, goddess pose. We are going to come back in reverse as the moon wanes. So you can bend the legs if you need to, or have your hands on your knees. Inhale, lift your heels up as much as you can. Exhale, turn your heels outwards and down. Inhale the weight on it. Inhale, lift the toes now. Exhale, turn the toes outwards and down. Stay forwards, don't move your body to the side. Inhale, exhale, bend left leg. In Skandasana, you can stay here. If you feel you're able to go deeper, make sure your feet stay on the floor. You don't want that to happen. Not great for the knee. And coming up or down, depending on where you are. Wow, can feel that inner hip stretch. Amazing. And now we're going to come up and we're going to turn all the way around to, wow, to the left side. Again, you see the knee is over the ankle and you can flex or point that back foot. Ashwasana, Chalasana, stretching, opening the front of the hip after we open the inner part. Let's go into Pavattanasana. Inhale, pull back your front left foot, one whole foot back. Exhale, stand up and pull the back foot in. And now we are facing directly the left side of the mat. Inhale, grip your toes, connect to earth. Exhale, engage your quads, rotate them inwards. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, stay straight. So we don't want to be doing this. We don't want to be rounded. Move in the hip. Don't worry if the movement is small. Better to do a smaller, safer, aligned movement than a deep misaligned movement, which means you miss the benefit and could risk injury. So you can stay here. If the back needs it, there's a bump or the pressure is high. When the pressure is high, we really don't want the head to go too low. It tends to increase pressure. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, relax and release and breathe. Wow, feel a deep stretch in the back of that leg. All right, now use your hands to come up, but all of us make sure we tighten pelvic floor, tummy muscles to support the spine as we inhale up and exhale, turn towards me, opening up as we head into Trikonasana. Inhale your right foot forwards directly to the long front edge of the mat. Exhale that foot to the middle of the mat. Inhale, move the left foot, exhale down to the middle of the mat but facing outwards. So the left heel traces back to the right instep over there. Inhale, grip the toes. Exhale, engage your quads. Inhale, tighten the butt. Exhale, push your hips. Show me some attitude. Trousers make me look like I've got bigger hips today. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, reach over. And hold your knee or your shin or your thigh and reach up. So remember, don't be leaning forwards. Try and keep that left shoulder over the left thigh. Better to be here than misaligned down here. So if you want to go deeper, you just go to the middle of the shin, not to the ankle. And we're trying to get this alignment, trying to get the top shoulder back. We're trying to get a straight line from this top right hand, your top right hand, to the bottom left, and the shoulders in between them. Engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, come up. Exhale, swivel your palms down and your feet out to the corners of the mat for Kalyasana. Inhale, tighten your butt. Exhale, squat, sliding down an imaginary wall. Kalyasana, tempo variation. Inhale, Chandrasana, arms, palms and feet together. reaching up. Exhale, tighten pelvic floor, tummy muscles. Reach over to your left side. Look underneath, right armpit. Try and get your arms straight, squeezing your ears. Don't be too deep if the back is not happy with this. Inhale, reach up, back to liver. Off the new moon, full lunar cycle. Exhale, over to the side. Wow, can you feel that? Straighten arms, top shoulder back. If you're losing balance, grip the earth, squeeze your legs together. Engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Inhale and come up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. And namaste. How was that? Woo! I really felt that. Heart rate is a little bit elevated for me, and my breath rate is a little elevated too. That's all good. So we're going to move into our balances, and we're doing half moon. So if you're not sure if you're going to be steady, you can have a chair, use an edge of a chair or a table over there. So let's start with the right side. Take your right foot out 90 degrees, bringing the heel to the left instep. Keeping that orientation, move your right foot 1 foot away from the edge of the mat. And now we're going to grip, inhale, grip toes, exhale, engage quads, tighten by pulling tummy and open up. So your arms, palms, hips, chest facing me as much as possible. Shift weight 100% to that right leg, which will allow us to lift the left. It's not hanging limp like this, limp like that. It is flexed and active. Make sure to not lock that standing leg. Engage the muscles, and we just, don't worry if you can't touch the floor. You can touch wherever, but if you can use your block if you have, and try and lift that leg hip high and move this arm, if possible, your top left arm, so that it's straight up to the ceiling, and breathe. Again, you might feel in a stretch in your inner right thigh. I can feel this. You might feel your left side working, and gently come down. Don't worry if you found this incredibly difficult. This is definitely, for me, in the beginning, was one of the hardest balances I ever did. Let's balance it out. We don't want to be like all worked out on one side and not the other. So let's go over to the side. So turn your left foot out 90 degrees, left heel to right instep. Keep that orientation and step the foot a foot away from the edge of the mat and shift the weight. Let's just grip the toes in the left foot, engage the quads, tighten the butt, open up. So we're not facing this way, we're facing directly forward, palms forwards, shift weight 100% on that left leg. Don't lock it. Left now, the right foot, not limp, flex it. Take your time. Again, if you are expecting or have high blood pressure, just stay here in a not so deep version of the pose. If all's good, then you can go down. Take your time, there's no rush, and breathe, and reach the hand up. One side may be more difficult than the other. Engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles. How was that? Whew, I found that side harder than the other. I don't know about you. Right. Let's move into the second half of our class, and we're going to be doing some flying. So I do recommend having a blanket or something nearby over here. This is my padding. So the feet, we're going to take the feet out 90 degrees from each other. Again, step them a little bit away and bend. If your knees are a little bit tender, you can stay here and just hang forwards. If all's good, shall we start in Namaskarasana today, where we extend our arms as forwards as we can and then relax. Make sure the arches of the feet are lifting here. You don't want to crash them like this. It's going to misalign your ankle and your knee, and it helps develop the arches of the feet. Relax. Inhale and just allow the stretch. You may feel back of neck and head. Let's come up into Upavatsasana. So we're going to take the elbows into the nook of this knee if you can. Push in, let the knees resist. This is also a move we're going to use later. And then watch the feet. It's all about lifting the heels as we can. Let's strengthen them. And then we're coming into Malasana where we come full upright. How's that? Coming out at any time. I know this, remember I showed you the half version. If it's too much, you can come into that one at any time. All right, so we're coming into crane or Bakasana. Please do have your crash landing gear. It can be a blanket, like I have a blanket over here, or it could be a cushion. Cushion's even better, but I'm going to use a blanket so that you can see the placement of the hands. Now, what I'm going to request is that you, unless you've done this before and you're really sure, then you can do it with me. But if you're learning this, come a little closer to the screen right now and just take a moment to observe the steps, and then we'll do them later together, okay? So the first thing is, if you feel this is the bony knee and then this is fleshy bit, you want to push your elbows into that fleshy fold, and you really want to push them there and let the knees resist. And that's the pivot, and it's important. Otherwise, your legs will fall. Then you spread your fingers because you're going to be more stable, right? The wider the base, the more stable. And then you're going to turn your fingers in just slightly and place them down. And then bend your elbows a little. Now, if your knees are a bit of an issue and you can't come all the way down, you can just bend, place your elbows into your armpits. Don't worry if you can't put all the weight. Just even if you have some weight on your hands, that is fantastic. Your body is going to get stronger over time. So push the elbows in and make sure you're not looking down. That will bring you down. In life, it is good to look where we're going. Unless you're falling, then you can look down so that you land on the top of the head as opposed to on the face. So push elbows in, bring the elbows over the wrists, engage the tummy. Pelvic floor definitely helps. Never jump or leap into it. Just gently shift the weight into the hands. And if you get to the point where all the weight is on your hands, some of you wrists might not be strong enough to take the weight of your body yet. Don't worry about that. The important thing is we're getting some of the weight on the wrists, and that'll send a signal for the wrists and all the bones to strengthen. Okay, so if you were just watching, let's do it together. Woo, that is work. It's using the abdomen. I feel a little bit out of breath and breaking out a little bit in a sweat over here. So remember, we take the elbows into the nook of the knees, that soft fleshy bit, or if you don't want to bend your knees so much, you take your knees into the armpit. Or you want to do this version, that is fine. Keep pushing, let the thighs resist back so we're really strong there. The fingers are spread and turning in quite wide, like slighter than the shoulders or shoulder width. And then, yes, we are looking forwards. Keep pushing the elbows. The elbows are over the wrists. The elbows are pushing into the inner knees. The knees are resisting. Engage tummy, pelvic floor. No jumping. Just slowly shifting weight into the hands. And when you feel your hands have got all the weight, you can lift up the landing gear and hold it there. And breathe. You want to try one more time? You can. Engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Look forwards. If you fall, it's not an offense to fall. And come down. Wow, I don't know about you, but my wrists, I really feel them. Shall we release the wrists? Now you can sit in Virasana, where we did a lot of that last week, or hero's pose. You can sit on a pillow or a block, or you can simply sit with cross-legged. What is important is we're nice and straight, and let's make circling motions with the wrists. 1, 2, 3. Gosh, they need that. And the other way. We're not doing much with our wrists. We're not pounding. We're not lifting heavy things, so they're getting quite weak. Now, what we want to do is to pull on the right side. Make sure you're pulling your hands straight here. We're not bending it. Pull straight and pull all your fingers back. Wow, deep stretch in the inside of the wrist and the carpal tunnel area. Pull your fingers straight with your arm again. So we're straight, and then, oh my goodness, pull in. So pulling your fingers in. Maybe they don't reach. Mine don't quite reach. It's okay, as long as you feel a stretch. The other side. So you're pulling your hands straight. It's not bending inwards. Pull straight and back, opening up the carpal tunnel area here. Pull forwards and, oh my gosh, do I feel that? Release. Okay, let's do at least one hip opener today, and we're going to do pigeon. So we're going to come onto all fours over here. And if you have a knee issue and it's difficult to bring the knee down onto the floor, stay in a lunge. If the back knee needs padding, you can always come here. So you can have your knee in this position. If all is good, you can bring the knee down like that. So we can start with the right knee in front over here. Then we can lean over to the side. Foot, we want to flex the foot as much as possible. You can have the foot pointed, but if you flex, you protect the knee more and you get more of a stretch, and you move the foot a little away and come back up. Now you can decide if this is too much for the knee. You remember, you can go back to where we were before with the foot on. Another thing you can do is to place the blanket underneath the right hip to help. Now, make sure the back leg is pointing back, taking the left hip towards the ground, left leg back, and see if you can lower. Seems complicated, but don't worry. You know, all new things take a little bit of time. It's just a matter of staying with it. Can you feel this nice deep stretch in the outer right hip here? Inhale, exhale, release. Oh my goodness. Really much deeper for me today than yesterday. I don't know. How does it feel for you? Try to relax. Breathe into where you feel it. Exhale. Try to release. Of course, go with the flow. If it doesn't feel right, get out of it. It's your body. And gently come up. Weight into the hands. We can bring that foot back underneath the butt, and we can take that leg back where it was, back onto all fours. Let's do Ekapada Raja Kapottasana on the left side. So you can bring the left foot forwards like this and just be in a lunge today, if that's all the knee or the body can manage, or we can bring that left knee down to the mat. You can lean over onto that left hip a little bit, flex the foot. You don't want it pointed, it flexed over here, and moving it a little bit away, honoring what the body can do. And then we're shifting the weight, coming back onto the hands. Notice the back leg rotates forwards. Now, you can put a block or padding underneath here to help. Now, make sure the leg is parallel to the side of the mat. This thigh, you don't want your leg out here. You want it parallel. And lower your body. Extend. Ooh, this side. Deeper stretch for me. We did a lot of work in the hips, so maybe you feel this. Try to relax your arms, shoulders. The lower you can get your shoulders, your arms, the better, the deeper the stretch, but honor where you are today. Breathing in. Breathe out, relax and surrender. Breathe into where you feel it. I'm feeling it in the right outer butt here. Some people feel inner thigh. You shouldn't be feeling it in the knees. If there's stress, too much stress, pain in the knees, it's simple. You just get out of the pose. Gently, easily. And gently coming up out of the pose, and we're going to sit on our butt. Going to sit. It's a great idea to sit on a pillow or a block as we come into twists, and we're doing Marichiyasana twists today. So, sitting up. Woo! And this is Dandasana. This is the pose that I say reminds me of my grandmother who lived to 103, Mom's mom. She could sit like this, no problem. Practice, huh? And then we're going to bend the right leg. So we bring the right foot to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, broad shoulders, shoulders back and down. Now keep the left hand with the right knee. I know it takes a lot of thinking. Work, don't give up. Just work with the body. Inhale, lift the right arm up, reaching out of hip, waist, chest, shoulder. Exhale, we're going to turn to the right, engaging pelvic floor and tummy muscles. Now you may notice my back hand, I'm on the fingertips so that I stay nice and upright, and I'm not reaching too far out. I'm only about a foot, hand and a half or a foot away from my butt. Inhale, reach the left hand up, stretching out of the left waist, side, chest, and exhale, cross over the palm of the left hand facing the extended leg. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, let's add the neck into this and look over our right shoulder, eye level over there. Inhale, lengthening. Oh, do I feel this? Great. Exhale, hold. So inhale, feel it. Lengthening, exhale, hold. I feel massive stretch between shoulder blades inside of that. Inhale, very gently come forwards. And exhale, let's exchange the legs, straightening right, bending left leg, left ankle to right knee. Inhale, lengthen up, hands to the knee. Exhale, push your shoulders back and forward. Let's do Marichiyasana, 3 to the other side. And inhale, the left arm, same arm as the bent leg, reaching out of hip, waist, chest, shoulder. Exhale, engage your pelvic floor and tummy muscles. Twist to the left, trying to get your body parallel to the left side of the mat. But on the fingertips, about a foot away. Don't be too far back or down. Inhale, the right arm up, stretching out of the right hip, waist, chest. Ooh, feels good. Exhale, cross over the leg. Try not to let the leg move. Let it resist. Let it stay in place. Palm facing extended leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let's add the neck if you haven't already, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, growing taller. Exhale, back. Oh, love the stretch. Down the sides of the back more. Ribs even. Not so much between my shoulders here. Inhale, gently release and come forwards. And exhale. Now we're doing a nice, easy breathing, which is working, clearing the two main energy channels, the nadi. So I really associate the sacral chakra with those two energies very much. It's about balance and flow between the masculine and the masculine and the feminine. So we sit like this, like me. I'm very comfortable in Varasana. It's my meditation pose for 31 years, but you can cross the legs also. What is important is the gap is open. Now, lift up your right hand. I'm not going to mirror you here and face it towards you. You want to bend back your little finger and your ring finger, which will leave your index and middle finger, which I want you to place in between your eyebrows or just above your eyebrows. Keep those two fingers there. This is a mudra, Nasikara mudra. The thumb is going to block the right nostril, and you can turn the fingers away. And then you can turn the other way with a little and ring finger, block the left nostril. Okay, so Nadi Shodhana, or energy channel clearing breathing, block the right nostril. We're going to breathe in gently through this left nostril for 4. Block the left nostril, open the right, and exhale through there for 4. Inhale through the open right nostril for 4. Block the right nostril with the thumb, open left, and exhale through the left for 4. That's 1 round. Let's do 2 more. Inhale through the left, relax. Block left nostril with little finger and ring finger, open right, exhale, relax shoulders and arms. For 4, inhale through the right for 4. Block right nostril with right arm, open, exhale through left for 4. That's the second round. 1 more. Inhale for 4, block left nostril. Open right, exhale, relax for 4. Inhale through right for 4. Block your right nostril with your thumb, open left, exhale for 4. And release. And relax. How do you feel? It's great for clearing the sinuses. It's great for calming us down, cooling us down. My first teacher, Warren, says, if you're going to do any breathing exercise, let it be this one. You can see me all getting ready with my blanket for Shavasana. Join me. If there's a little somebody in you who's been there for more than 3 months, you might want to lie actually on your left side with your head on your left upper arm. Otherwise, we're going to take the legs out and you want to just let your feet fall out to the side and relax. And tuck up the pelvis. So that is to tuck up. Try and bring the small of your back closer. It won't really touch. If you want to ease your back, place a block underneath, a block or a pillow underneath the thighs. Palms face upwards, shoulders down. Excuse me. And let me just take you through a guided meditation in our Shavasana today, focusing on flow and the sacral chakra. Something I came across in day Om. So close the eyes. Be fully present. Notice if the mind is wandering. Bring it back to observing your body and being connected to this moment and to the breath. Feel the breath come in. As that happens, visualize energy coming up the body, legs, body out of your head. On an exhale, visualize fresh energy going down through the head, the body, the legs, totally relaxing at the same time, feeling the weight of the body forward. Inhale, take your energy up through you. Let the energy be flowing. Exhale, steadily, not fast but flowing. We don't want any stagnation. Inhale, draw energy up through feet, legs, body, out through head. Exhale, this time as the energy comes down through the head, the body, let it end between your hips. And if you like, we can pick up our hands, placing our right wrist on our right hip bone, fingers onto the pubic bone on top, left wrist on left hip bone, and let the fingertips touch together on the pubic bone, that hard bone in the center, at the top. And we're going to focus on this area, and maybe you're just aware of your hands, adding extra energy and sensitivity to this area of the sacral chakra. And I want us to go into our pelvis today, underneath the top pubic bone where the fingers touch, visualize a clockwise flow. Underneath the inner right hip or ilium, the inside of the back of the hip, the sacrum on the ground, and to the inside of the left bone, the left ilium. And just feel a nice gentle flow. You can visualize fluid, gently, water. you like, you can add color, nice warm orange, and let it gently sweep away. Gently get moving anything that was stuck. Let it release. Like energy, like the energy of water can purify, clean, and this is why we bath. Take a shower, we want to release and cleanse out anything. Do you feel like everything is dislodged? Any of the impurities, anything that was stuck is now released gently. We're not forcing anything. It's just a visualization of water and how it cleanses and clears. Then now we're going to purify. We're going to rinse off. We wash, we take the impurities, and then we rinse off. And now we're going to visualize energy, water moving in the opposite direction, anti-clockwise, from under the top pubic bone to the inside of the left hip or ilium, to the inside of the sacrum, the bottom, and to the inside of the right hip. And just keeping your awareness in this area. Every time we take our focus somewhere, we are taking our energy. Where focus goes, energy goes. And in this way we can direct our lives, our energy in specific areas. And right now we're directing it to the sacrum, into rinsing and cleansing away any impurities. How do you feel? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel clear? Be aware now of all your energy. Last week we were down in the root between the legs and the legs in red. Now we're up a little higher with a slightly higher frequency of orange. But now I want you to be aware of the energy in all your body. All the 7 energy centers, like the different parts of the body. The 7 colors of the rainbow spinning together to create white light. We are energetic bundles. Everything is energy in the universe. Feel your energy, bright white light, radiating out from the depths of your being in all directions, radiating out through the bones, through the flesh, out through the skin, the physical border of our body. But our energy radiates beyond this. Our life force radiates beyond this. Feel it radiating in all directions out, maybe a meter, maybe more. When we feel more energetic and vibrant, it goes out further. When we are feeling small, less energetic, closer. I hope you feel calm but energetic. Feel in an energetic white bubble of light. And we're going to put a protective seal on our bubble of white light. Our energy can be felt now. We have instruments to feel our heat, our electromagnetic waves, our brain waves, and they extend beyond the body. Let's put that protective shield of translucent gold so that we can still radiate some of positivity into the world. This is how each of us will contribute to making the world a better and positive place. The negative energies, let's deal with them internally, not spill them over and pollute the environment if possible. And it's semi-permeable gold so that we can allow positive energy to come in and energize us. Maybe positive music around certain people. Hopefully this class is something that is positive and adds value to your life. The negative stuff, hey, let's not let it in. Just let it bounce off. It's our choice to let it come in and bother us or not. If it bothers us, we can ask why. It's a lesson on why this bothers more about us than the other person in that energy. Breathe in deeply and exhale and just feel and allow your body to sink deeper in the mat, in our bright energetic bubble with the protective gold seal. Let's keep that for the day. Inhale. Exhale, feel your legs sinking in, your body, your arms, your neck, your head. Feel your hands, feel your feet. Can you feel your toes and your fingers? Let's slowly start to wriggle the fingers and the toes, bringing energy back into the shavan and the body. And I want you to bring your knees together and super squeeze your knees together. You might hear a click in your hips. If, like me, your sacroiliac joint tends to loosen, especially when I'm on my P's, press, 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 and release. Open eyes as we inhale our arms up, hooking the thumbs above the face and continuing the journey to the ground for the hands. Let's reach forward. Inhale, reach. Exhale, stretch the feet also together and stretching the other way and relax. Inhale, then the legs in, bringing the thighs towards the tummy. But let's keep the sacrum down. If we round too much, we can put pressure on the back. Isn't the body wonderful? So much that it has done today in the class. Let's give thanks. The more we are grateful, the more positive we are, the more goodness and more of what we're grateful for comes into our lives. This is what I believe. It's the law of energy and come in. If we focus on the positive, then we are growing the positive. And kiss the knees, blow kisses. For me, yoga is all about learning to love and honor ourselves. Inhale the right arm all the way down to the mat, very close to your head, and exhale, rotate, bringing the head on top of the extended arm. And you can bring your upper shoulder slightly forwards, hand on the floor, the left hand, and push your body gently up. And we've come full circle in our class, and we're going to end as we began. You can sit like this, keeping the back straight or cross-legged. If you're struggling to observe rule number 3, minding the gap, prop yourself up, pop yourself up onto something and lengthen up. Exhale into Jnana Mudra, index fingers to thumb, Khechari Mudra, tip of tongue to roof of mouth. Close the eyes, feel grounded, connected, stable, safe, and feel flow. The ability to adapt and move. Inhaling energy from the earth up, exhaling it down. The way water flows, finding the path of least resistance, but moving, making progress, and being powerful. How powerful water is, yet it is soft and flowy and dynamic. We can learn from the steadiness of the earth as we did last week, and today from the flow of water. Inhale, gently open your eyes. Exhale, bring your hands together at the heart. You may want to come up with your padding and yogic greeting and yogic bye-bye. Namaste. And namaste is beautiful. It means the divine in me salutes the divine in you. Well done for doing the class, or at least watching some of the class. If you didn't do the class, do join the class tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. And I am here. Yoga Sensei Tawani is here for the next 5 minutes to speak to you and find out how you are feeling. I'm doing all okay. Tracy, thank you for joining us. Tracy, Joy, welcome. Franz, welcome back. Great. Kiki joined. Amanda joined. Marie. This is Derry. Welcome. I made it. Tony made it 20. Welcome. Anula Mikil, lovely. How did you? Susan is here. Is in the house. Cherry, yay, Namonje. Don't worry if you can't make the live class. The recording is always there for you. Yulia, you felt it today. Me too. You're not alone. The orange, yeah, I'm a secret lover of orange. I gave it away. Moon Salutation is special. It's quite neat. So how do you feel? How does everyone feel today? Don't worry. Yes, yoga will tell you where all the weak spots are in your body. So, you know, if you're feeling a little bit uneven or a little unbalanced, don't worry. That is really great to know that that is the case, because you can do something. And if you continue the routine, it is definitely gonna get better. And you know what? If you haven't done yoga for a while, the first thing that I find we lose is the balance. But the great news is that this is the first thing that comes in really easy. So if you like the class and it was valuable, do share to friends and relatives. You can send them a link and then they can do it in their own time. So this is what we are focusing on. Conva, you're doing great. Lovely to hear. Sivongila, you're feeling relaxed. How is the shoulder? Did you give the crane a miss? Just, you know, sometimes we don't have to put all our weight onto the wrist if our wrists or our shoulders can't handle it. We can lean into it, kind of find that edge that is where you need to be today. So what we're trying to build in yoga is really a practice of mastery and self-awareness, is to find where that is for us. Orange. Yeah, I resist sometimes. I like, you know, you're not wearing the orange. It's like, it's sacral chakra. You can wear the orange. Hey, Janet, your hip looser today. Right knee. Janet, you're not, no one's old. We're getting older, but we're young. We're as young as we feel. And you know what? Yoga is going to make you feel so much younger. I have been teaching for 10 years now, and I definitely feel younger in my body and mind, and I am able to do so many things now that I couldn't do 10 years ago. And it doesn't matter how old you are now. I promise you, if you stick with yoga regularly for 10 years, you will be shocked. And I know a lot of you have been doing it, and you know what I'm talking about. What was that pose? Which pose? Kiki, did I make up a name? I'm sometimes that. Great, Alice, how was it? The inner thighs feeling a little bit? Yes, we were working both the inner and outer part of the thighs, and unbelievably, you know, when we stretch the muscles, they really work. It really helps firm them up. So yes, this routine is great. It is very special. I hope you will join me tomorrow and or Thursday and Friday as we continue flowing and moving laterally and loosening up and learning to understand ourselves and life a little bit better. So I'm going to sign out. I'm going to say bye, and I look forward to seeing you if you again in class, having you here in class. And remember, if you didn't manage to do the class right now while it's live, it's still there for you to do, or if you want to do it later. Have a wonderful day. Flow. Have a lovely going with the flow day, and namaste. Bye bye from Yoga Say Tawani Clark at Kututa Yoga.